Okay, here we go. We're doing topics 3 and 4 in this video. It's about constructing the equation of a line and then graphing that line. First of all, constructing the equation of a line. So when you're doing that, there's a few different forms of a line. There's a general form, the slope-intercept form. But to me, the most important one, the most useful one, is the point-slope form. And why is it called point-slope form? Because all you need is any point, x1, y1, and the slope, which is m, and then you get the equation right away. And not only do you get the equation, but you can just use that equation to plot your graph already, actually. Okay, so let's talk about what the equation says. Equation says y minus y1, where y1 is the y coordinate of a particular point, is equal to m times x minus x1. So x1, y1, that's the coordinate, and then the slope is the m. So you just put your line into that format, and the equation is kind of built in for you already. It's very simple. Okay, let's go on to number 4, graphing linear equations. So graphing is pretty simple. If you have 2 points, you just connect the dots, right? Well, if you have an equation that's already in here, the point and slope form, then you already have one of the points, and then to get the other point, you just move by m, right? The m is a rise over run. You move up however much you need to, up or down, and then you move left or right however much you need to go by those two parts of the fraction. Then that'll help you find the second point. Once you have the second point, you just connect the dots. Now, alternatively, you may have learned this format back in the day, or maybe more recently, I don't know. But it's called slope-intercept form. I'm gonna use a different color because that orange looks the same as red. Slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. It's kind of a very nice way to graph your things. So it shows you also the y-intercept, right? The b is that y-intercept. Or more accurately, actually, 0b is the y-intercept. And then m is the slope still, just like it was before in the point and slope form. And to get into this form, you just solve the equation for y, right? A lot of times, like, I don't know, books or teachers even, they like to have your answer in slope-intercept form because it's one of those very standard, typical forms, and it makes graphing pretty straightforward. Personally, I think it's almost as easy to graph from point-slope form. So if I was like to give you a question and to ask you just to graph it, you don't necessarily have to change to slope-intercept form unless the instructions say explicitly, like we'll see in some of our questions. So now we're going to try questions 5 through 9. You can watch 5 as the example and then try the rest, or watch as much as you really need to. It says to write the equation using point-slope form. That's the important one to me. And then convert it to slope-intercept form and then graph. So we'll do those 3 things. Now this time I have it all prepared in our other set of notes. We're doing 5 through 9. So here's number 5 first. Okay, nice thing is they give you the slope already. So this is m, right? And then they gave you the x1, y1 already. This is a point. So check this out, guys. Watch how easy this is. It's y minus y1. This is the point slope form, by the way, is something that I really highly recommend you memorize, even more so than slope-intercept form, because to me, this is a more useful one. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. And if you go on to math later, this pops up again later in like calculus too. So something I think worth memorizing. Okay, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. And so you just fill in those parts here, right? Fill in that. So that's the y1 was the 5, right? And x1 is -8. So completing that whole thing, it's y minus 5 is equal to, m was 1/4. Let's do that in blue. So 1/4 x minus -8. Now, since I have a minus and negative, I should simplify a little bit, and that will give me my final result. Y minus 5 is 1/4 x plus 8. Okay, the directions said I should change that to point-slope form. I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. I mean slope-intercept form. So how do I do that? Well, I just just distribute this slope and then get y by itself. There's 2 steps. So distribute the slope first. It's going to be y minus 5 is equal to 1/4 x plus 2. 8 times a fourth is 2, right? Or 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then I just add 5 to both sides. So it's going to be y is equal to 1/4 x plus 2 plus 5, which is 7. So here's slope-intercept form. Now let's graph the thing. I'll show you guys 2 ways to graph this simultaneously. So let's do it doing the, the way you might be used to first, using the slope-intercept form. Intercept is 7, which means I go to 0, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. So right there's my first point. And then I go a slope of 4, 1/4. So up 1 and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That gives me that point right there. Okay, alternatively, I could start from the point -8, 5 that I was given to begin with. Right? In fact, I could just do the whole thing from this information given to me right at the very beginning. Let me just clear off this extraneous stuff. Check this out, guys. -8, 5, slope of 1/4. Let's go straight to graphing. -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right there. There. Oh, okay. I forgot to graph it earlier. To plot my... After I plotted my 2 points, I forgot to connect the dots. So let's connect those 2 dots for those first 2. That would be like this, right? That would be in that line, right? But what happens if I extend the line? Look. Goes right through that other one I just drew. So, okay. Oh, I didn't finish graphing from that -8, 5, slope of 1/4. So what would it be? This is my starting position, -8, 5, right? And I go up 1, over 1, 2, 3, 4. Check that out. Right. So two ways. If I use point slope form to graph, I would have those 2 points connect the dots. Using slope intercept form, I get these 2 points connect the dots. Either way, you end up with the same line. Okay, moving on to number 6. So for now on, I'm just gonna do one of the methods. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick one or the other as the graphing method. But since the instructions said I had to go to slope intercept form, I might as well use that one at least some of the time. Okay, so to start with though, the more useful one. Y minus y1 is m, x minus x1. Here, this is x1, y1. This is the slope. So this is going to be y minus 9 is equal to -1/3 x minus 6. Yeah, that's point slope form. This is the equation of the line already. Now to change it to slope intercept form, distribute the -1/3. I got y minus 9 is -1/3 x. And -1/3 times -6, the negatives cancel. And 6 divided by 3 is 2, so it's going to be +2. Wasn't it +2 last time too? Yeah, it's by chance. Okay, so now last thing, add the 9 to both sides, right? Add 9 to both sides. So I'm not going to show that, I'm just going to do it. So y is equal to -1/3 x plus 2 plus 9 is 11. So here's the slope intercept form. Okay, now to graph. Since we did slope intercept form, let's just use that to graph. Here's x, here's y. I have positive 11 as my starting position. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be off my page. So actually, I take back what I said. I'm going to see if this one is a little easier. Maybe that'll fit better in my page. 6, 9, slightly smaller value, right? So let's do 6, 9 as my starting position. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. 7, 8, 9. Around there. Okay, so that's my starting position. Slope is -1/3. So down 1 and over 3. It's going to be 1, 1, 2, 3 right there. Right. So that's where my line would be. Oops, missed. And also these guys are in the way. move over. Oh, oopsie. Okay, there we go. Almost. Let's get rid of that thing. Okay, so now I'll just connect the dots. Sorry guys, this is so aggravating to watch, yeah. Okay, you get the idea, right? Just connect the dots. I wasn't totally straight, but that's the idea. Okay, on to the next one. You know, if you had enough space, you could have used this, but I just didn't have enough space to go to 11, unless I scaled down my drawing, but I didn't want to do that. So I'll use the point slope form. Okay, here, slope of 2, that's the m this time, and the point x1, y1. This time I just give it to you in reverse, but try to trick us, but that's not very tricky, guys. Y minus -2, that's y minus y1, right? Let's copy down. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. So y minus -2 is 2x minus 1. And y minus the negative, that's going to be y plus 2 is 2x minus 1. So that's the equation of your line right there. Now, slope-intercept form, distribute the 2 right here first. It's y plus 2 is equal to 2x minus 2. And then subtract 2 from both sides, which I'm not going to bother showing. So it's going to be y is equal to 2x minus 2 minus 2, it's minus 4. That's slope-intercept form. Okay, so this time, slope-intercept form, that's going to be easy to plot because it's nice small values. So let's start with the -4. -1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then slope is 2. So up 2 over 1. Sorry. Right there. Here's my x-axis, here's my y-axis. Got my 2 points. Let's connect the dots. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. Okay. Number 8. Line passing through -2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay. So this time they don't give us the slope. They're trying to be stingy. But we know from the very first video how to calculate the slope, right? Remember, it's just y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'll call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So that's going to be 5 minus 3 in the top over 4 minus -2 in the bottom. 5 minus 3 is 2. 4 minus -2 is 4 plus 2, which is 6. So 2, 6 is 1/3. Okay. And so for the equation, I could pick either one of these points. It's up to me, but I'm just going to pick this one because they're both positive. It makes it kind of tiny bit easier, but it doesn't matter. You could pick the other one. So here's again that reminder what that form is. So it's going to be y minus 5 is equal to m times x minus 4. Okay, guys, don't be dismayed by the fact that I didn't use x1, y1. I just used x2, y2. But again, it doesn't matter which point you pick as long as it's a point that's on the line. Okay, so that's the equation of the line. They wanted us to change it to slope-intercept form, so distribute that. Nothing to distribute, actually. It's just when you see just m, remember, it's like there's an invisible one here, right? So you're just distributing the 1m. That means it's oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what am I talking about? Sorry. Take it back. What am I talking about? M is 1/3, so that should have been right there. Sorry, guys. That's my equation. Okay, getting ahead of myself. Okay, now to solve for the slope-intercept form, I do have to distribute 1/3 x minus 4/3. And then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So y is equal to 1/3 x minus 4/3 plus 5. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little side work. Minus 4/3 plus 5. Well, if what is 5, I got to change it to common denominators. So over 3, 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus -4 is positive 11. Right? Yeah, 15 minus 4 is 11. So 11/3. Okay, you could also just use a calculator for any arithmetic like this. I'm not particularly good at arithmetic. Okay, what are they saying? So that's plus 11/3, yeah? Okay. Okay, so, pretty ugly, actually. If I'm trying to graph this thing using the slope-intercept form, it's pretty ugly. So why would I do that? Why would I put myself through that when I have 2 points already, right? Just plot those 2 points and connect the dots. Or I could use the point slope form. Let's use point slope form this time, since we've already practiced before in the first video graphing using 2 points. So what's my slope intercept form tell me? It tells me 4, 5 is a point, which I also need that from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 1. Stop it. Comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's my first point, right? 4, comma 5. And then my slope is 1/3. So go up 1, go over 1, 2. Oh, a space here. It's gonna be like right there. Let me go the other direction. So I can also go make both negative, and then make a positive. 2 negatives make a positive, right? So instead of going up 1 over 3, I could go down 1 and over 3. 1, 2, 3 in that direction. Gives me the same thing, right? And that'll match up with that point up there. It's a little trick. There's a little trick. Okay, my point was a little off, but I forget that's the thing. There you go. Okay, so there you go. Something like that, yeah. And then, if I look at this thing, does that match what my slope-intercept form said? 11/3 is supposed to be the intercept, right? What's 11/3 equal to? That's 3, 9, 10, 3 and 2/3, right? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 2/3. Yeah, that looks right. Sweet. Okay, one more question. Almost there. Okay, again, given 2 points. So first step, just find the slope using the method we did before. Here's x1, y1, x2, y2. We got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's -3 minus 2 over 5 minus 1. And you might have noticed at this point, we actually reused some of the points from the previous question. Yeah, -3 minus 2 is -5. 5 minus 1 is 4, -5/4. And I got a point here, so let's use that point. Let's use actually 1/2, that's an easier point. So y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1, that's point slope form. Fill in my values now. Y minus 2 is -5/4 x minus 1. Okay, so this is my equation of the line. Let's convert it to slope-intercept form. -5/4 x plus 5/4, and then I'm gonna add 2 to both sides. Well, I'm actually showing it this time. Okay, so 5/4 plus 2, that's 5/4 plus 8/4. 8 plus 5 is 13, so 13/4. So I've got y equals to -5/4 x plus 13/4. That's the slope-intercept form. Okay, now to graph the thing. To graph the thing, let's refer back to good old point slope form. The better one, because look, the intercept isn't even nice, but I can still use point slope form to great effect. Let me move that slightly to the left. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Oh my. Okay, there you go. Oh, beautiful. Okay, where were we? 1, 2 was the point, yeah? So 1, 2. I don't know why it keeps changing to eraser. Okay, 1, 2, and then my slope was -5/4. That means 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts me right there. Okay, connect the dots. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, there it is. All done. Okay, guys, have a great day. Actually, wait, no, we're not done. We got one more video after this. Sorry. All done with this portion.